Who wants to catch it? Good catch.
So we thought we'd be coming from the beach today. Eleanor couldn't make it, and we'll tell you why in just a minute. So what?
Oh.
Do you want to?
Oh.
No?
Whoa, she's on vacation.
Oh, she's on vacation.
Yeah.
She's on vacation. I think on a cruise.
She's on a cruise. And guess what she's doing? She told me she's doing 3 things. She's eating and sleeping and hand sewing.
Oh, hand sewing.
Hand sewing. And
The H word. And reclining.
the bad word, the H word.
So today, well, do you want to start with Eleanor? Do you guys want to all see?
Yes.
So Eleanor had a spill while she was in Julian. So she had a really good idea about going in the Julian parade, where she had a tractor that my brother restored for her grandson, Jonas.
Oh.
And they attached a wagon to it, like a hay wagon. And to get the hay wagon from the barn up to the house, they have to go up a hill. Well, they knew that they couldn't go up the hill, but they tried anyway. So it started to slip, and my mom was on the back of the tractor, and it started to slide down the hill, and it jackknifed, and she jumped off.
no, she was thrown.
Well, thrown.
She said she was thrown. She did not.
Because he popped the clutch.
She
and
was
he,
thrown.
Yep.
She was absolutely thrown onto a rock.
Yeah, so what
There's
you
a big
can't
rock.
see is that this right on this other side is a really big steep hill, and she fell down it, and the trailer's all bent up, so she was lucky that she didn't get more hurt. Whoops. And and there she is. Oops, let me turn around. So this is on her birthday.
Do they make her a cocktail?
Yeah, one of those.
They went to the emergency room, and the doctor came in and said, "What happened?" And they said, "She went off the wagon." He said, "Now seriously, really what happened? We take these things very seriously." No, she fell off a wagon. So she was thrown, and there was this big rock, and the first thing she said, I'm so glad I didn't hit my head on that rock. She told me that twice, but I was in the kitchen just having breakfast. I was glad I slept in that morning because I was not on the wagon, and I was with Becca, and Jonas and Ellie came running up the step up to the house, and they said, "Grandma broke her leg." I said, no, she probably just bruised it. And then I went down the hill, and there she's laying on this, and I just freaked. I just said, oh my God, I was so upset. But she was very calm. So, and she's still calm. Every time I talk to her, she sounds very calm. So, no, she's been stranded in Julian because she has a wheelchair, and her house in Carlsbad, she has a step into the house, so she can't use the wheelchair and the carpet. So she's in Julian.
Have they done a surgery on it?
Thursday.
They'll do it Thursday.
She saw her heart specialist, and he said he approved her for surgery. She's great. Her heart is great. It's just the leg now. So.
Must be a bad break.
Oh yeah.
You know the old saying in show business, break a leg? You have to take it literally.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So today we're doing new Amish. This is my old hat from when I was a little kid, and I had to cut it in the back. It was a Freddy Krueger outfit back in the 80s. So we brought in Eleanor's little salt and pepper shakers. They're really cool. And she's had these in her living room forever. Do you want to show the quilts first? Or do the history?
Yeah, if you would like to show the quilts, then I'll talk about this. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, here's our first quilt. This quilt is made from a strip pack by Island Batiks called London Fog. And it's in the flying geese format. So they're all kind of flying upwards. And with one strip pack, or you can call them jelly rolls or whatever you want to call, you can make this whole quilt.
Oh, really?
Yep, so it's a big quilt.
Yeah.
And then this is a little bonus quilt that you can make with the very end. So you want to skimp in the very beginning so you can get the pieces in the end.
Ow.
No leftovers.
No leftovers.
Okay.
So this quilt with one strip pack, you can make 3 of these.
Wow. 3 of that size?
3 of these, this size,
Oh, wow.
And this is called diamond, I think. Yeah, diamond. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And that was also made out of the London Fog. So this one is with like a little pop, 1.5-inch strip pack. They're hand-dyed fabrics by,
I think it's a lollipop.
they're hand-dyed by Rainbow Fabrics, and she's a local company here, Diana Lacey. And so Eleanor used the traditional Amish setting that we did in the original book, which we'll show you in a little bit. And then this is her leftover bonus quilt.
That's cute. Yeah.
And it's really easy. Stitch in the ditch.
Oh, for me. Huh.
And this is another one. So this one,
Oh, wow.
Teresa, I'm not sure.
Jersey
Can you make
Shore.
2 of these?
Oh,
No, you can make one and you have leftovers.
1 and leftovers?
The smaller one.
So this one uses Jersey Shore. And here's your bonus block.
Nice little table toppers.
Has a cute little pink background. And then this is,
oh, Joan.
Oh, that's
and Joan, what fabric line was this from?
French General.
It's a French General. Bon voyage.
It also looks good the other way too. If you turn it the other direction.
Upside.
Sideways or upside down? You could either go up or down.
Beautiful.
yeah.
Oh, they do. They look like
Now, I want to point out something. On Joan's quilt, she used 3 strips, and she did, looks like dark, medium, dark. Oh, okay. Oh, you did 3 dark, medium, light?
Turquoise and red in each one. And
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad we asked, because you did blue, neutral, red. Is that what you did? Oh, okay. Okay, I see. She had a plan.
And
She
I
had a
think you can
plan.
see the
It's
machine
beautiful.
quilting a little bit on the
Oh,
back.
I love the fleur-de-lis.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to show you how to do this setting. It's very beautiful.
And then this is a surprise.
The leftovers.
Oh.
Ta-da!
Wow. Wow. Joan.
I'll pose with it.
Beautiful. Wow.
And then,
Different layouts.
and so here we're gonna, all three of us are gonna hold them up. You want the little one?
Oh.
Or I'll do this, I'll do these two. Whoops.
They're really nice.
So you have a diamond,
Diamond and flying geese. Windmill.
windmill,
And Roman stripe.
and Roman stripe.
Okay.
Good. You're reading your book. That's good.
All the way along. You know.
Okay.
And so all these came from the pops. The little 1.5-inch strip
It's a
pops.
Mary Lou, very old, in 89
Let's
she
keep
made it.
let's keep these out. Maybe put them right.
This Eleanor made this?
No, Mary Lou.
Mary Lou? So
Oh,
one of the gals in the audience, Mary Lou, made this one in the
Beautiful.
Roman stripe
25 years ago.
25 years ago.
Wow.
Where's Mary Lou?
My husband named that
Oh, there
ultimate
she-
procrastination because I had it quilted last year.
Oh.
1989.
But it's so relevant to you today.
Yeah, the colors are, yeah.
Very relevant.
Really nice in summer.
Yeah.
Nice summer one.
And then there's also a Roman stripe to my left.
Yes,
If you want to
That's the cover.
pan over there.
that's the first one.
So we forgot to wear Eleanor's birthday hat.
I know. Well, you can wear it now. We can.
Just for a bit.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to celebrate her birthday
We're
for her,
celebrating.
since she's down and out. Hand quilting.
So when I saw this jelly roll, the Jersey Shore, I had childhood memories. Every year, now when we were children, every July, the last 2 weeks in July, growing up in Western Pennsylvania, you know where the closest beach is? New Jersey. So this is what our family did the last 2 weeks, July. My parents loaded up 2 station wagons, 5 kids, and a boat, and we took the Pennsylvania Turnpike. We drove to New Jersey Shore. We went to a town called Stone Harbor, which is, have you been there? It's close to Cape May, and very Victorian, beautiful, beautiful area. So this was my childhood memory, and I was thinking, oh, I wonder
Where's your
if
pictures?
I thought, I think I have a picture. This is Eleanor and I on the Jersey Shore, and we were teenagers. Now let me see if you can see. Now we were under a beach umbrella, so Eleanor was smart. She stayed in the shade. And I laid in the sun, and guess who got sunburned?
You did.
I was very sunburned. So that's the 2 of us. And then I was looking through photos, and I found more memories. Now that's Orion when he was small enough I could still pick him up. And then Grant, his older brother, he started swimming when he was 9 months old. And here's the family. We were at, my parents were staying at a hotel in Carlsbad. So the whole family, we all were in a swimming pool. There's, you recognize Al, Orion, Grant. This is our older sister, Kathy, and I'm on the right.
So I was going to look it up. We looked up the hotel, and it still has the same swimming pool.
We found, yeah, it's a Best Western. And how many years ago? Let's see.
1977.
Okay.
So we moved to Carlsbad area in July 1977.
Wow.
So I was not quite 2 yet. So we used to live in San Juan Capistrano.
Okay, now I believe Orion is celebrating Christmas in July. Oh, let's see. What am I doing wrong? There he is. Trampoline in the backyard. That was before they built the big skateboard park.
Oh, yeah.
And then this was another summer tradition. We also went to the Sawdust Festival in Laguna Beach every year in July. That's, some of you do you know who that is? Marcia Lasher, who taught here for many years, and we were going to the pageant of the Masters that night. And then here also with my two sisters, Kathy, our older sister, and our sister Judy, our younger sister, who we have loved and lost. Judy did make the bird's eye quilt in Amish colors, which is hanging on the wall behind you.
So if Erica, you can switch to Jose, and then you can grab it over. This is behind all the audience. It's over on the wall, and I think he's going to be able to get it. Ta-da!
Yeah.
So pretty.
So here's Elle. She enjoyed taking the boys to Mission Bay. There, if you notice, there's somebody riding a bicycle. The boys took their bicycles, but Eleanor roller skated.
Oh, wow.
And I can tell she's really wiped out. And notice, I looked at her feet, and I believe she's just wearing socks.
Yeah.
But that's what they did for entertainment.
We roller skated too.
You did too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. That was
Yeah.
before skateboards.
Yeah,
Oh,
and when
okay.
we went and visited Pennsylvania every year, we couldn't bring our skateboards because they were kind of big, so we brought roller skates.
Oh, good. Oh, okay.
So we used to go from there and then roller skate down to that warehouse near, I don't know.
Okay. So one year, all the Quilt in a Day staff, or I'm not sure who all went. There were 6 of us. Sue, I know you all know Sue. Yeah. And did you know she had a house on the Lake Ashley in Montana, and we would all go and take her sewing machines. And one year we created a book called Through the Seasons. Each one of us designed a quilt for that book. And Elle would get up every morning and she put curlers in her hair. And Sue, she didn't want to feel left out. She wanted curlers. Judy had curlers in her hair. So I think this is maybe the one and only time Sue did the curlers. And then this is something, I love this photo. The next photo, it's a landscape. And you might notice
It's sideways.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a landscape, but there's something out of place. A bra. And I don't know what I did wrong, but Sue, I left my bra laying out of place, and Sue decided to take a picture, and she did a series of bra photos. She went to every room in the house, the kitchen, and took a photo. And she has the series. This is the only one I have. So, okay. So there was one trip, I do want to tell you, on one year when we took our drive to New Jersey, we did a little side trip. And there was an Amish farm open to the public. And that was the year we went to the Amish farm, and then we went to Hershey, and you know what we found there? Chocolate, yeah. But anyway, it was, I just remember it left such an impression on me to see the Amish farm. The people were so quaint, and it was going back in time to another place. And this is, I'm sure you've all seen and heard stories of the Amish. I still go back to Pennsylvania every year. I see the Amish. They haven't changed. They still wear the same dress. And I often see the women with their horse-drawn buggies with all the little kids in the buggy. So anyway, this is the Amish quilt that Eleanor did in
1988?
88, I think it was 86. But, well, I moved to California in the early 80s. This is, I think, probably your worst nightmare if you live in California. Your family comes to visit, and then they never go home. So I visited Elle, and then I moved in the house, and I set up an art studio in her bedroom. Right under the window, we put a big table, and I illustrated about 3 or 4 of her books. This was one of the books that I illustrate. I'd taken graphic design in college. And now back then, you know, quilting, we realized, you know, it was very expensive to get color copies or colored books. So our books, if you remember, they were all in black and white. The only color was in the back, in the cover, front and back, and I played with those blocks. I worked right on this floor, right where you're sitting right now. I laid out blocks in all these different settings, and that's kind of where we started with these settings in our new version. And isn't it time to put some color in this book? So now we bring you the new Amish quilt.
Well, here's a real copy.
Oh, okay. I always get the, yeah, I always get the early. Oh, that one's prettier than mine. Yeah, this one's glossy. Yeah, and you can see we have all our different options. There's the Roman stripe on the cover. And do you want to talk about color first, or do you want to just start sewing?
Well, we want to go talk about the jelly rolls.
Oh,
right?
you can talk about the jelly rolls. Okay.
The reason why we use the Island Batik strip packs is because they have the exact same. There's 20 strips of two strips of 20. And so you have, mirror image, the exact same. And it makes it really easy because we're going to be pressing some to the dark and some towards the colors. So if you pull these things out,
I can show it to you.
you can just split them up. So like this one is going to be pressed to the dark, and this one's going to be pressed to the light, and then we don't have to worry about mixing them up, and then your seams are going to lock.
Yeah, I just happen to have a couple. This was a jelly roll called Caribbean
Splash?
Splash, yeah, Caribbean Splash. And I did the 2 sets. And these are just what we suggest, gradations from dark to light. You can take three shades of one color. Here's another set. These were all from one jelly roll. These were all in the blue family. There are some greens. We have gradation. And when you're choosing your fabric, if you have problem deciding the value, if you put on these cool sunglasses, the colors disappear and all you see is value. So that's helpful when you're doing it. Other things you can do, some people just remove their regular glasses, or if you squint or stand back, or I look in a mirror sometimes, and that's other ways that you can put your fabrics together. Here we have combinations of blue and yellow, and then this also, and it's kind of fun if you have a fabric with both colors. Here the main color blue, the main color yellow. The strip in the middle has both colors, and that's good transition. So that's, and I did 2 sets. On one set, I pressed to the dark, and the second set, I pressed to the light.
So I thought we might do a little experiment. When we put on these glasses and we were going to walk out, we were trying to figure out which one the pink one was, and you can't tell. So you can obviously tell, right, that this is, right? So I'm hoping that if I put these glasses up to his camera and they're held in the right spot, we'll see if that works. Do you see how it goes away, those lines?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you can tell a little bit? Yeah. So. Okay, you ready to start? Yeah.
Oh, I think, am I going to help? Is Teresa going to help?
You can do what you want to do. So we're going to start off. We're going to start off with the seam test. So where's the little pieces?
What pieces?
The seam test. So it's really important to get. Oh, we didn't test this. This is just true to Eleanor. We're not quite together.
No, it's just like what happens at home.
Is it?
Yeah.
While you're doing that, can I say something? Have you ever tried taking your cell phone and turning it to black and white and then take a picture of your strips?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Or photocopy them in black and white? And
That's a great idea.
do that with this phone. I don't know how to do that.
I have done a photocopy in black and white, and that really helps. Yes. Yeah, and I can just put my fabric right on my copy machine, and yeah, I do that. I'm not very good with my phone.
Remember, practice makes it perfect.
Yes.
I have a husband who can do it.
Oh, right. That's
Take a black
that's
and white.
why we keep them around, right?
Yes.
I know.
Yeah. Few reasons we need those guys.
Okay, so so it's really important to get a true quarter-inch seam. So when you do your stitches together, that they equal the right stitch or the right width. And it's a good rule of thumb that if you're going to be doing more than 2 stitches, you'll want to move your needle a little bit towards the right. So then it'll compensate for the amount of stitches. So I'm going to use a 4.0 width, and I'm going to do a little test. So we're doing 2.5-inch strips, and you take 3 of them and you sew them together. Now I put out a Sew Straight, which I made it's really sticky again. This is Eleanor's Sew Straight. It has this little double stick tape on it, and I'm going to line it up with the line that's already on the machine. And these are really cool. This is a little sticky tape as well. And if you can use a magnetic seam guide, but these are something that they're really cool too.
And they last forever.
Do they?
Yes, I've had one on my machine for over a year. Like I say, it lasts forever.
She's saying that she's used her for over a year. And I think that if you're going to be sewing really, really fast, this will help with the, it'll help you speed things up. You don't have to concentrate so much. And since I'm tall, I have to kind of slouch down. And it's kind of uncomfortable. So what we're going to do is we're doing the little seam test.
Make the chair go down.
So you've made it a stand.
Yes, I did. And you can move it however you need to do it to get a.
It's better to make it a little scant, quarter-inch, than a full.
The goal is we want the 3 strips to come out to 6.5-inch wide. That's the goal.
Okay. Okay.
But if it doesn't come out perfect, we have a solution, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Okay. So
The iron should be hot.
okay,
You want to just press it?
I'll press to one side. And now,
where's the ruler? Nope.
that's not
6
the
by
right
12.
ruler. We need a 6 by 12. Thank you. There, you can check your sewing.
Cool. So our goal is to have it at 6.5. So I did okay, I think. It's a little bit less.
But that's not a problem. Don't stress.
So if you want it to be the exact, you can always move your stitch over just one more. Just watch out you don't hit it on your throat, you know, your little
When your needle comes down,
yeah, whatever that's
your
called.
foot.
Yeah, your foot.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
thank you. So it's off a little bit.
That's no problem. We're sewing for fun. Don't stress. Okay.
So I did some perfect ones earlier. I actually put it at 4.5 and I came out exactly.
Oh.
But I wanted to say 4.0, so.
Okay. That sounds like good, perfect grades.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So what are we going to do? We're going to go do the gradation.
I think so.
So what we're going to do is we're going to separate the pack and we're going to put one aside. And Patty likes to do gradation.
Oh, I love to play.
So we're going to do blue. Is that all right?
Oh, right. Sounds good. Yeah.
Does that work for you? Or, sorry,
Let's see.
or do you want to do something different?
Okay, do you want to vote? Everybody, what do you think? Looks like a good gradation. I like it. That one leans more towards a blue-green, more of a turquoise. And we could throw in some color. Let's see. Too dark, right? Oh, good. You're good. So that was too dark. So let's try, how about that one? Do you like that?
I'll go
No?
with this one.
Do you like that?
Not light enough.
How about put that in the middle and then the light blue on the
Which one in the middle?
flower.
The flower? Okay, well that's how trial and error. Then you can see. Okay, we could try. I'm just going to play. Here's something else. Might be. Oh, this might be fun. This is just.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah, that's better.
Put in another color, and I think that's good gradation. That's very good, Orion. You did well.
Cool.
Okay.
So we're using batiks, and you'll find that a lot of batiks are different lengths. So you'll want to pay attention to those. So you start all at the same spot. So at the very end, for your bonus block, that's where it's kind of go up and down a little bit. So just you'll want to stay together.
Okay.
And then we're going to flip them right sides together. And with batiks, it doesn't matter which one is right side or not, right? Most of the time.
Well, usually the fold is on the right side. And don't you love it when the strips are already cut for you?
Yep.
Like he was sewing like in just a few minutes. Once you open the pack, you're ready to go.
I'm wearing different shoes. It's hard to push on the pedal.
You gotta go barefoot.
I think I do.
You know, the Amish children were always barefoot, so it's proper to take off your shoes, Orion.
Really?
I always see them barefoot.
I can't even push the pedal down.
Oh,
This is as fast as I can go.
that's okay.
I did get a speeding ticket this weekend.
Oh,
I saw
Carlsbad?
in Vista, I saw the police officer on my way over to do what I was doing, and I was thinking, you know what? I should just go slow. When I come back, and I swear I was going slow, I got 60 and a 50, which it was down. You go down a hill, and that's where he gets you,
Yeah.
the bottom of the hill. And I drive a Prius, and I did a test after I got my ticket, and if I take my foot off the pedal at the very top, by the bottom, I'm already doing 60.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I think I need to take off my shoes.
The only way you can not do it is by setting your cruise control. That helps you
That's
stay
true.
at the right speed going downhill.
True.
There you go.
Yay.
I had to take my shoes off.
Okay, so we're going to do this set. We're going to press to the dark. You like that idea?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you press to the dark, first thing you want to set your seam. The dark strip is on top. We'll set the seam and then press open. And you press right into the seam. I noticed some of the ones I didn't press very well, and I ended up with little creases. And when I went to open my blocks, it affected the size of the blocks. It's because they weren't pressed correctly. So you want to press right into the crease. Yeah. Okay.
Pressing each strip as you go?
Oh, well, the way I did it, and I'm sure Eleanor would do it, and many of you, you like to assembly line sew. So I just stacked up all my sets of 3, and I would just sew pairs, the first 2 pairs, and then I would press. Usually it's easier to press just from 2 strips. Before you add the 3rd strip, you'll want to do just 2 at a time. Okay, there he goes.
So we're going to keep the same gradation, you know? So
It looks good,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Flip it right sides together. Now that I have my shoe off, I can sew it a little bit faster.
When did you start making quilts, Orion?
Me, well, I made my first quilt when I was 5. It was machine sewn and then hand bound, very small. She brings it on, you know, little trips here and there and shows it off, but it's nothing much. And then, so she started to test patterns on me. The first was the Irish chain, and she thought, you know, if my son can make this, anybody can. And then I just, you know, started helping her here and there when I was sick, or I played sick from school. we would quilt, and so this one's a little bit a different length.
I noticed Orion is just on cruise control. He is not moving that. He's just kind of got one finger on it. That works really well, Orion, the way you did that.
So sometimes you have to hold your tongue a certain way.
Oh, it looks good. Yeah, okay.
So I didn't move the stitches, and I know that for me, I need to have it at 4.5. So it's going to be a little bit smaller. It's not going to be the exact 6.5 inch strip.
It's not?
No, I forgot.
Do we have a background strip cut? Or is that our next job?
I thought somebody was.
I was a
gonna
Girl Scout. You
cut it
remember the
for
Girl
us.
Scout motto? Be prepared.
Do you have the 6.5 inch strip? Oh, cool.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
These hand dyed?
They're beautiful. Okay.
Well, let's just say that can I measure this one real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
So if your stitches are off, so this one, it's the exact same as before. It's just a little bit less. Patty does it a little bit different.
well,
And are we going to be able to show it?
I use my, oh yeah, I don't have one to cut.
No? We're not prepared, I guess. Okay, well then we'll move on to this.
No, I can show you. When I did mine, it came out at 6 1/4. I wanted to use my 1/4-inch foot. So it did come out at 6 1/4, which was not a problem because when I cut it, we can show how to cut it, and I can show you how I did it with a 6 1/4 inch. So you want to
So
go
she
ahead?
did it, this is Teresa, she did it at exact 6 1/2 inches. So we're going to cut our background at 6 1/2 inch strips, right? And then we're going to sew 1/4 inch on each side, go back down, and then
Can you
we're
cut a
going to
6
take
1/4
our ruler
strap?
and we're going to place
Okay.
the 8 1/2 inch. Can you see that okay on the monitor? Yeah? So we're going to place it right above
White.
on bottom stitches. Yep, shows it on the bottom. So right above the stitching line. And we're going to cut up and down. And if you have a little bit of a stitch at the very top, it'll just pop open really easy, so you don't have to worry about it. See? So you had a little bit of a stitch, just one, it just kind of pops right open. Okay? So then we're going to go and turn our ruler, put it at 8 1/2 again. Oops. And cut. And then we're gonna. Yes. She asked if this was the 8 1/2 inch line. So for Patty's, her blocks are going to be a little bit shorter. So she's got to do it a little bit
Well,
different.
Teresa's cutting me a strip, so we
Yeah?
can do it. Yeah.
Okay. And
sew the background to the stripes?
On both
Yes.
sides.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we didn't tell you because it was already done.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that is the
we
missed this spot.
sew background on both sides, and then when you're cutting them, if you realize you get two different designs,
Oh, you do sew it
two different blocks. Yeah, so both sides on one block, the light is predominant. The second block, the dark dominates. And you'll get 3 of each. You'll get 3 with the dark and 3 with the light. That's really pretty.
So Patty, you cut the black background the same width as the width of your strip?
Right.
Okay.
And if Orion, do you want to do this so they can see that set?
So we
that
can lay it
step.
out as the book shows it.
Okay.
So she's talking about taking your 4 blocks and then pressing them one in one way. So she's pushing it, pressing it this way. And then
6 1/4.
she's also has these darks pressed down. Do you want to do that?
Okay, press.
Lights pressed down.
I'll set it up so you can press them
It's supposed to be 6
like
1/4.
that,
Okay,
like that.
okay.
Does that kind of,
Yeah, you want to press in the
does
same.
that make sense?
Yeah, press the same direction the seams are going.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
you're right. You're good.
Yeah, and this is interesting. With the light dominant, you press towards the light, and the dark dominant, you press towards the dark. And there is, you can,
Oh, I never cut off the little tips.
okay.
So you can always cut them off afterwards. You could use a rotary cutter or scissors.
Oh, I see.
But, so I just cut those off. Or you can do them when they're, before they're pressed. You can go at an angle and cut. But I think mine was just as good. Right? Cool. Where are we going from there, Pat? She left me.
Do you have a 9.5-inch square?
Here, I'll do the bonus. I never did the bonus. So we're doing the 8-inch finished. So it says to cut it at 6.5. Oh, she's talking. I'm on page 16. And so it looks like she's lining up the 6.5 and 5.5? 5.5.
It says 6.5.
With the 6.5.
Okay. So 5.5.
Okay.
And I'm using the 9.5 triangle square up. You can also use the 6.5 like what it says. And we get this little guy. So nice.
Okay.
And this one's actually going the opposite direction.
It's because it's the other end, Orion. One with this.
Oh, okay. I think the illustration's wrong.
It'll work. Where did you highlight this?
Yeah, the illustration's wrong. Don't tell anybody.
I think it is.
Okay.
Orion, would you sew these
Sure.
two together? Okay, this is what we didn't show you. Oh, you think Eleanor's watching? Oh no, Eleanor. So Orion's going to show you what we missed before. He's going to sew my strip, which came out 6 1/4. We cut the background the same size. And while he's doing that, I'm going to check his cutting here. Oh my gosh, it's perfect.
Oh, darn.
Well, I personally, I always feel like I do want to check it just to see how it came out. It came out really, it's right about 8 3/8. And when you sew them together, it'd be nice if they were all the same size, right? So, oh my gosh, Orion, you did a good job. Yeah,
you.
these are perfect. Okay, I
I didn't do so well on this one though.
feel a little more confident. Oh,
I
that?
got a little cocky.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's really good. Okay. So the fun starts when you have some blocks finished, and you can play with the different layouts. And I'm going to go back to the Roman stripe. And this first setting, we're on page 10. And this is one way you can do it. And this pattern you can use when the strips are all pressed in the same direction. So that's Roman stripe. It looks nice. Yeah, and then the next design, the windmill, also you can have strips all pressed in the same direction. So we'll just do a little spin here, and there's another setting. That's pretty. Windmill. Now, the next setting is the flying geese. And the flying geese, I'm going to look at the quilt. And let me find a picture. It's in the book. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, with flying geese, you want to have your strips pressed in opposite directions. So when they lock together, one set will be pressed to the light and one to the dark. So when you sew pairs together, that I think is clear. Here's another set. Okay. And then you just go, so when you sew them together, you can just assembly line sew the pairs. Okay, so I do want to show you how to cut if your strips are not exactly 6.5 inches.
And I'm going to lay out the other setting.
Oh, okay. This was really easy because I did put the point of the ruler under the seam, and then on this end, I just lined up the 8.5 inch with the edge of the strip. Instead of having to line it up with the stitches, I lined it up with the edge. And then again, we'll just cut.
I'm confused.
And then we'll turn the ruler and line up with the edge of the strip. And then again, this tip falls under the seam. And then we'll alternate. The other option, if you find if your seam is too generous, if your seam is too wide, you can always cut right from one tip to the opposite. You can do that. And then you can just, here I lined up the seam with the 8.5 inch line, and then you can just pop the stitches like that. Is that simple? Does that make sense? Looks simple? Yeah, it's simple. Okay. Oh, look, Orion has made a beautiful quilt.
Starting to. So this is using the 1.5 inch strips and the traditional setting. Basically, we'll do a diamond around the center. So we use number pins. So if I follow the number pins, I hope that it's correct. Look right? Did you guys buy those numbered pins?
Yes.
Oh, they're
That was
great.
Patty's idea about taking the big package and then putting it into, smaller package. She said that they
did you
do
break
that
them
on
down?
the road. What's that?
Oh, that's great.
For rows of 20.
Yeah, so we sell them in 10s or 20s.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because you don't need like 20 or 10 of one number.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that last Block Party. Yeah, last Block
Oh,
Party.
good.
I think you need to do the alphabet though, too.
Oh,
You can do it the other way with the ABC.
that's a good idea. They're called Mary Lee's numbered pins. We'll have to talk to Mary Lee about doing the alphabet.
Yeah.
And how are your seams going, Orion?
Well, each one is going to lock. So this one's going up and this one's going down. I don't know if they can see that closely.
And yeah, and the directions are very clear. It tells you exactly how to press your seams. Yeah, Eleanor worked really hard. This is her quilt. She worked very hard to get all those seams to lock. And yeah, it's very pretty.
So do you want me to lay it out, the whole thing out? Yeah? All right.
I think we need to call Eleanor and see how we're doing.
Yeah, and then they want you to sew it all together, right? Yeah.
We want to see Orion sew it all together.
So I did tell you that I quilted, you know, when I was a little kid, but my experience of quilting consists of that last time that I taught Block Party. And I did a seam test this morning. So that was almost a year ago since I did it. And then a year before that, I thought I was going to be really tricky. I saw a YouTube show on one of those jelly roll challenge. And I set up our camera right here, and I got a jelly roll, and I narrated it and started to host it like it was gonna just happen. And when I was, gosh, almost an hour into it, it's like, this isn't gonna work. This is taking forever. I got the whole thing done, but it took me, I was expecting, you know, an hour. But I think it took me about 5 to do everything.
So is it online?
No.
Could we find it?
I made the quilt though, and I gave it to my kids, and then it ended up back at Quilt in the Day. And it's kind of cool. I get to see it at shows sometimes, just hanging up. We don't have a pattern for it, but neat one. All right, so last row.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Yes.
Ryan, go on in the pattern and show them the seam pressing in the pattern.
Okay.
Right there, really close up.
So basically the way that she's got it so everything locks is that these all go down, up, down, and up. Right?
Yes.
So you're just gonna flip your vertical rows, assembly line sew, and then do your horizontal. What size? 40 by 40, yep. So that came from this little guy. Ta-da!
The lollipop.
Is that
now
it?
I have something to lay out, and where should I put it? What?
You know what, if you put a neutral color stashing in there, like around, it gives it like a fractured image.
I love it. It's a great idea. I'm going to show you something with that idea. But I don't know where to lay it out because we've got this board I don't know if you don't mind, do you want to break it down now?
Sure, and I actually, I want to
he's
show
going
you.
to sew it.
I'm going to show you the new Wonder Clips. If you guys haven't seen them, they made them a little bit thinner, so you can go around curves easier. So it's the same. Yeah, they're really tiny, and they have them in this really cool box that they're color coded. So if you are into organizing and you don't like them all mixed up in one box, this one is your box.
I need a box. Look what I used. My chip clip from the kitchen.
Well, that's a great idea too.
Well, it was a big stack.
Filing cabinets and metal plastic hanging from filing cabinets.
Yeah, I hope you're all watching Teresa, because she's stacking them in the sewing order, and that's perfect. And then she's using the numbered pins, so she'll break it down, and it's all ready to sew.
Okay.
That is perfect.
Are we done?
Well,
you're gonna
I
show
was going to
something else?
I wanted to show Joan's quilt.
Okay.
This is not Joan's fabric. Is she still here? Did she leave?
She left us.
Oh, Joan left? Okay. Well, then she doesn't correct me if I do it wrong. Okay. Well, this is a set of blocks that I've done a lot of the traditional look with the Amish. Usually it's the black with the solid colors. And I've done that, and I wanted to try something different. This is a jelly roll. It's called Georgia Peach. And since I met my husband in Georgia, I thought, well, I should use that jelly roll. And if you're doing the flying geese quilt, you can do 2 sets of strips. One set seams pressed to the dark, the other pressed to the light, so when you sew them together, seams lock. Now this is the flying geese quilt, which we would line up rows, one below the next. It's just like your traditional geese, line them up. But when Joan did her geese, she offset. We'll take this second row and just move it to the left.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, I do too. I like it a lot. So if we just offset the geese, and then up in this corner, we'll put just one block. So it looks like, it looks like it's a half of a flying geese.
But they almost look like teepees.
Teepees? I was thinking mountains. Yeah, I was thinking mountains. But, and if you notice, I used 2 different backgrounds. My car was in the shop. I didn't get out for 3 days, so I just used the fabric that I had, 2 different backgrounds, and I think it adds interest. So that's the Joan setting. And then there's one thing that I want to tell you that you cannot do. I hate to say that word, you cannot do this, but we tried many times, and we discovered that you cannot do
She's reaching in
a
the
zigzag.
bag right now.
What's that?
Her bag of tricks.
Oh, bag of trips. Yeah, I thought this would be my little beach bag. So I just happened to notice in our store we have this zigzag
I'll put it
pattern.
underneath the camera.
And I thought, oh, that's really cool.
It's right in there.
I said, can we do that with
There you go.
this pattern? I have to look at the picture. Let's see. The zigzag, which is a chevron. And then I think I have it upside down. Let's see.
You were okay.
I
actually.
was right?
Yeah, you were fine.
Okay.
Here, I'll help you. We'll go down.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
where you could go like this. But there's something, I have to do this. I'm sorry. I have to put this up here. So you can do a zigzag. But there is one thing that is, we tried it, it's impossible. If you try to sew these together, now these you can lock, but when you try to sew across, this is impossible to match the seams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you do a 1/4 inch seam, these are offset. And I don't think you want to do that. So what I looked at that pattern and I said, how did they do that? They did your idea, Marianne. They put little skinny strips between them so you don't have to match. And this is a little trick. I did this before. What's the name of the quilt? Crow's Nest. This was in Elle's attic. And I went to sew the blocks together and I said, I don't know how to match those seams. So I put little 1-inch strips between them. And you can do that if you want to do a zigzag, just put little strips. And it will get that effect that Marianne described. So I want to see that next month when you bring your show and tell. Okay? You want to try it? Something different?
And we did it.
Yay! Thank you.